we solve this problem? Maybe your interest is to teach people entrepreneurship. You don't need to go set up a business school, or partner with a business school, or go start lecturing, or go on air like I am doing right now, and just help people get better at what they do, understand their vision, put their hand down, get to their hands, and just help solve problems. Because the more problems you solve, the more dividends you earn, even for yourself. Another way to recognize true vision is when you persevere in your dream, regardless of great obstacles. Some time ago I spoke about Thomas Edison, who invented the bulb after 999 attempts, and he was asked a question, why didn't you stop when you saw it wasn't working? He smiled and laughed and said, yes, I will spend 9 days at the stretch trying to discover exactly how to make bulb, because I wanted people to have light. I wanted to dissipate darkness. I said, I did not fail 999 times. I discovered 999 ways of not making the bulb, and he achieved it at the 1000th time. So permit me to say that vision will persist against the odds. For ladies, or for some guys, you've been in a relationship for quite some time, and at the point of going to the altar, challenges come. Parents, extended family, friends tell you, no, this is not the girl to marry, this is not the guy to marry, this is not the way to go. Or you're a politician. You've made up your mind, this is the way to go. You've heard clearly, this is the way to go. And some people who are not very when you have this inner discussion with your creator, try to discourage you. It's at that point that you hold your ground and say, this is the goal, this is the young man, this is the way I wish to go. And most times, history records that people who have tried first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, they start to it. Life gave way for them. Some became presidents, some married those girls and married those boys, and now they tell those stories, and the people who resisted them now read them as history. For you to command the orchestra, you have to back the audience. No man listens to everybody and every comment. No woman ever listens to what the world has to say and has made it in life. You alone know where you're headed. The problem most times is that we have been trained and been washed by our societies to dream small, think small and expect small, and not try to do anything that is too big. Understand that vision is unselfish. That vision is not for you alone. You only have one stomach. It's possible that you create something like Facebook and the whole world is using it. Or you create WhatsApp and the whole world is using it. It does not matter whether it was bought from you for $19 billion, like it happened to Yankun. It does not matter whether Zuckerberg discovered Facebook, but today he does not even know who is using it. So your vision is unselfish. You're just trying to solve a problem. You can make all the money you want to make. Zuckerberg can afford to go to a Winfrey show and donate $100 million to charity. He has all the money. So he made a donation at less than 40 years old. So you make money, but the world will also benefit. Wouldn't you rather have been happy to have your name mentioned in the same level we have mentioned them? True vision is also unselfish. Like I said, its purpose is to bring about a greater kingdom on earth. Bring the attainment of all of the things that your creator cannot come down here and do. You are the hands and the legs of your creator. You need to turn people to begin to do right. What are the challenges we have in our society today? Crises all over the place, wars and so on. What do you think is at the root of it? Deprivation, land issues in South Africa, crisis in Syria, insurgency in Nigeria. Go back and check. Poverty, deprivation, marginalization. It's possible you are one of those that would help solve the world's problems. You may not need to be Secretary General of the United Nations, but in every small corner where you find yourself, you can lead there. A vision, therefore, should always focus on helping humanity or building up others in some way. Vision should always be accompanied by compassion. You need to be careful and sensitive not to hurt anyone on your way to achieving your goal. At this stage, if I need to say something. If you watched the Olympics in 1996, You probably saw the semi-final match where Nigeria was down by 3-0 against Brazil, the almighty Brazil. 18 minutes to the end of the match, some interesting thing happened. In 1988, Nigeria had that same experience where we were down by 4 goals. We came from behind to rise 4 goals in less than a few minutes. And we won that match via penalties. Years after, in 1996, a group of young Nigerians who did not look at adversity and shut down their system decided to go into the dressing room 3 goals down first half. Came into the second half, the match continued 18 minutes exactly. Celestine Babara came from the back, from the number 3 position, from the defensive position, meaning we need to take responsibility to deliver a nation. Imagine a population of over 100 million people seeing themselves close to gold medal at the Olympics, but down by 3 goals. A young rookie, I doubt was up to 20 years, or just about that age, ran from the back, did whatever he did, scored the first goal. The motivation came. There's something that happens when somebody just leads, others follow. The next thing, the second goal was scored. And then there came Panama ball. A young rookie, who the commentator had just said, if I was a Nigerian coach, I would remove him. And he had said, he has a deceiving look. If I had personally said, if I was the coach, I would remove Panama ball. Because it looked like he wasn't doing anything. But at that point, this gentleman took the responsibility himself, took the ball. First net, because the challenge we always have is, are you ready to take action? Are you ready to take that strike? He struck the ball. It didn't matter whether he struck it well or not. But for whatever reason, whatever happened, the ball sailed into the net. 3 goals to 3. And while we were still jubilating, just 180 seconds to the end of that match, I believe we were almost in extra time. This man with the deceiving look, according to the commentator, the white commentator, this man whom I had said I would have removed, took the ball on his chest, dropped it, closed his eyes, and slammed it. The rest is history. Nigeria won that match 4 goals to 3. We went ahead to beat Argentina 3 goals to 2. And we got our gold medal. It is recorded that Nigeria won the gold medal at the Olympics. As I speak to you today, Kano has reaped the benefits. We went ahead to be the African Footballer of the Year. We went ahead to play in some of the best clubs in the world. You can never tell where his life is headed. But you need to go meet Kano and find out where his life started, where he discovered his vision, what kept him playing football with the kind of height that he had. At the end of it all, it is recorded at least in Lagos State that no robbery took place in Lagos on that night. Even armed robbers danced on the streets. Enemies hugged themselves. At that point, nobody remembered Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or any form of religion, animism. Everybody was a Nigerian. Everybody was happy. For days on end, people were happy. Musicians composed songs. One was made, one was created. That video sold and sold and sold. People hooked it. What was created just because a few young men, just 11 of them, decided to take their vision, hone their skills, fight for their nation, and face what faced them. Are you facing adversity? Are you having challenges? Stand up to it. Face what is facing you. And I assure you, catch your vision, run with it, act on it, and the sky will be your stepping stone.
Gana foi o primeiro país da África Negra a conquistar a independência em 1957. De lá para cá, marcou os momentos de virada do continente, os bons tempos e os maus tempos também. Em 1966, as Forças Armadas derrubaram o governo chefiado pelo pai da independência, Kwame Nkrumah. Estavam começando em Gana e a seguir em boa parte da África as chamadas décadas perdidas, marcadas por grande instabilidade e por muitos golpes e contragolpes militares. 20 anos atrás, Gana reconquistou a democracia, voltou a viver num estado de direito e a economia passou a crescer a taxas muito fortes. A África, logo, logo, tomou também o mesmo caminho. Sobre tudo isso, vamos conversar com John Dramani Mahama, presidente de Gana, eleito em 2012.
What makes nations move forward is that people are able to participate in governance. And the best way in which people can participate in governance is through a democratic government.
Gana fica na África Ocidental e possui fronteiras com Burkina Faso, Togo, Costa do Marfim e o Golfo da Guiné. Até 1957, o país era conhecido como Costa do Ouro, denominação dada pelos europeus. O nome Gana é uma homenagem ao antigo Império de Gana, que existiu dos anos 300 até 1240, na região que fica entre o deserto do Saara e os rios Níger e Senegal. Nos últimos anos, a economia do país vem crescendo num ritmo muito forte, 14% em 2011 e 8% em 2012. Em 2013, a meta é crescer em torno de 10%. A agricultura representa metade da economia do país, que é o segundo maior produtor de cacau do mundo, e possui reservas de petróleo estimadas em 5 bilhões de barris. Gana vive um excelente momento econômico. Isso pode ser sentido nas ruas, na animação das pessoas, com muita gente comprando e vendendo nos enormes mercados do país. Gana tem cerca de 25 milhões de habitantes, 9 milhões têm menos de 14 anos.
I believe in live and let live, freedom and justice, equality before everybody. No one is above the law. And I believe that as a black man, you have to be able to accommodate anybody, no matter how or who you think you are. We are all human beings. You have to live according to the laws of our Creator. When you're happy, I'm happy. I love it. Now we are in a global village whereby everybody has to be peaceful wherever you go. No crimes, no wars. Hey, business and everything. Everybody should feel happy with his or her family. And that's all.
Gana é um país com muitos jovens, como a África é um continente com muitos jovens. Talvez o maior desafio seja como dar empregos e educação e formação profissional aos milhões e milhões de jovens que existem na África. Como o seu governo pretende enfrentar essa tarefa?
Education and jobs. And that is what every government should concentrate on. We have what we call a youth bulge because of the high birth rates that we have had as a country. And so the bulk of our population is in a youthful category, below 35 years of age. And so what it means is that government has to expand education rapidly to accommodate the large numbers of children and young people who need it. And secondly, you must let the economy grow and create jobs so that when they come out of school, they have work to do. Otherwise, you have social problems on your hands. So it's an advantage to have a young population, but at the same time, you need to put in place containment measures to ensure that it does not become a disadvantage. And so we're doing our best to grow the economy between 8 and 10% because we believe that if the economy grows between 8 and 10%, the GDP growth rate or the expansion of the economy will create more and more sustainable jobs. What makes nations move forward is that people are able to participate in governance. And the best way in which people can participate in governance is through a democratic government. People are able to speak their minds freely, they're able to express themselves, they have representatives in parliament who speak for them, and they have a media landscape that is free and can publish, what it wants without restriction. Journalists are not thrown in prison. There's a constitution that respects human rights. That is the kind of democracy or the kind of society in which the creative energies of people are unleashed and bring out the best in them. And so that is the challenge going forward that government is committed to working on, making sure that the institutions of government are strengthened, they work in a transparent and accountable manner, and provide the service that the people expect.
O senhor escreveu livro muito interessante chamado O Meu Primeiro Golpe de Estado. Livro que fala sobre as décadas perdidas de Gana e da África. Por que pouco tempo depois da independência, tantos países na África, inclusive Gana, começaram a viver um turbilhão político, pararam de se encontrar e dissiparam aquele elan da independência?
Independence came with a lot of excitement. I mean, after years of colonial domination, when our countries gained independence, we felt very excited and very happy and said, this is the time to govern ourselves, to take our destiny into our own hands and be able to progress as a nation. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. The economic relations that existed between our countries and the rest of the world, especially with our colonial masters, meant that we continued to be controlled, and that is what President Kwame Nkrumah called neo-colonialism. That is the new colonialism. And so for many years, even though we were politically independent, we were not economically and psychologically independent. And so that quickly dissipated. And then we started to have coup d'etats, instability, the military, took over. That period was from about the 70s into the 80s until the early 1990s. Ghana really went into a depression and hit rock. I call that the lost decades because it was a period in which we didn't make much progress. A lot of Ghanaians packed their bags and just left the country because they thought there was no hope for the country. A lot of skilled, very intelligent people, well-educated people, doctors, engineers just packed their bags and left. And so I call that the lost decades.
Quais são os principais?
Is very remote. Now, every 4 years we go for elections. If the people don't like the government, they change the government. In the 70s and 80s.
I would like her to know that
constitute your government, you must ensure of people from all the country. And I think that things like that safeguard. We also have also in our constitution that says Ghana is a secular country and has freedom of worship, and people are free to express their faith. And so whether you're a Christian, you're a Buddhist, you're a Muslim, you can worship freely without any discrimination or hindrance. And so I think that, forward-looking constitutions like this create the basis for social harmony.
1471 was the first time the Portuguese came over here. They came initially to trade, and a system of trade at the time was the barter system. So they were giving out goods for goods, and they exchanged these for gold, ivory, later on the other spices. But then from the 16th century, they shifted from gold and others to human trade. And at the peak of the trade, the castle was talking of a minimum 600 men, 400 women. This was the largest of the dungeons for the women. We had 100 to 150 people at a time. And on the floor they were doing virtually everything. And they had to sleep in it and eat from the same place. And those that died in here were thrown into the sea. All other rooms on the ground floor were dungeons for the male slaves. And know that when the Europeans came here to trade, most of them never brought their wives or their women because they were dying of malaria and yellow fever. So governors, soldiers, traders were raping the women in the dungeons. When the governor wanted, he stood up on the balcony. He ordered the women out and made his chores. They never cleaned her teeth, never took a bath. They'd gone through menses, and still the governor wanted. So they fetched water from here. They washed the woman at the center of the courtyard. After she was dressed up, given something to eat, and up on the stairs to the governor. After the governor had used her, she was brought back to the dungeons. Some few became mistresses and they stayed longer, and those who became pregnant were later on freed. When they delivered, the kids were brought back to the castle and they were educated. Sadly, most of them became traders and were used as the Europeans. And that was the genesis of the European names along the coast. Da Costa, Da Silva, Divier, Vanessa, and all such names. When the ships came, the women to go be taken from the dungeons, put in chains, led down this way to the room down there, and from there to the last point, we call it room of no return. From this gate, called the gate of no return, the Africans were taken to the Caribbean, West Indies, top of the North of America, and then the Brazil, South America also. With a history, we were into tribes. You know, when the Europeans came over, it was very easy for them to divide the country among themselves. So right from their coming or when they came, we were entrenched in your tribal grouping. But now we have gone beyond that. So it is difficult now for anybody to say, I'm a Santi and I hate Fanti, I'm a Gan, I hate Dagbani. We're all one people.
Na época da escravidão no Brasil, os africanos eram enquadrados em 3 condições legais: os escravos, os forros ou libertos e os ingênuos, como eram classificados então aqueles que já nasciam livres. Nos anos 1800, cerca de 10 mil forros e ingênuos voltaram para a África, onde criaram comunidades com fortes influências brasileiras. Uma delas se instalou em Gana e ficou conhecida como o povo tá bom, por causa da expressão tá bom que eles aprenderam no Brasil e usavam constantemente.
The Tabon people were descendants of the slaves who were taken from Africa. So it makes sense that the Tabon people, upon arriving, chose places like Ghana, and others also went to Benin, Togo, and Nigeria, called the Agudas. And this place that you can see now is the first place or the first building and the first house that is settled in Ghana. Upon arrival, they were met by the local chiefs of Ghana, specifically the Otublohu people. So the chief and his people gave them this particular place to reside. And when they were coming, of course, they came with some of the trades they've learned. They came as some of them were dressmakers, some were professional artisans.
A Casa do Brasil fica na capital, Accra, no bairro de Jamestown, com Farol e Porto Peixoto. Retornarem para a África está bom, retomaram os mas ao mesmo tempo estão vivos os costumes adquiridos em terras brasileiras. Línguas, roupas, comidas e habilidades. Misturaram culturas. Relações África-Brasil, especialmente relações Gana-Brasil. Qual é a avaliação que o senhor faz sobre as relações entre Gana e Brasil?
I think that the relations are fantastic and they are historical. We've had relations with Brazil for quite a long time, since we became independent. And the high point of our relationship was the visit of President Lula to Ghana. Indeed, he's been to Ghana twice. And on that occasion, it was when our President Kufuor, was in the leadership of this country. The two countries, really came together in terms of cooperation and in terms of the agreements that we signed. Since then, we have worked together in partnership. President Lula put the headquarters of Embrapa, which is the Brazilian biotechnology organization, here in Accra, and so Embrapa has its headquarters here in Accra.
Tomara que o século XXI seja o século da agricultura tropical. Nós temos todo o conhecimento para fazer isso e hoje de uma forma diferente, muito mais sustentável, nos preocupando, com o clima, com produção de matéria orgânica, associando conservação de biodiversidade e de água. Se nós olharmos as grandes áreas agriculturáveis do mundo, a gente vai ver que nós temos a América do Sul, basicamente, e nós temos a África com grandes áreas de savana que podem ser usadas para a produção. E quando a gente olha para a América do Sul, o que a gente vê é que nós já estamos ocupando boa parte das áreas e com boa produtividade. Já na África, não. Nós temos uma agricultura muito de subsistência e áreas que estão degradadas hoje que podiam ser trazidas para a produção.
Kwame Nkrumah uniu e liderou os ganenses na luta pela independência. Foi preso pelos ingleses, acusado de subversão e conspiração. Mas mesmo na cadeia, ganhou as eleições. Seu partido conquistou 34 das 38 cadeiras em disputa e Nkrumah teve uma votação consagradora. Saiu da prisão, literalmente, nos braços do povo. Em seus discursos, Nkrumah denunciava o colonialismo e falava de uma África livre e unida. Tudo isso fez dele um dos principais nomes do movimento panafricanista. A independência de Gana se deu pacificamente. E as três cores da bandeira, o vermelho, o amarelo e o verde, foram inspiradas nas cores da bandeira da Etiópia, o único país africano que não foi colonizado pelos europeus. Em 1960, Nkrumah tornou-se o primeiro presidente eleito de uma nação independente da África Negra. Construiu universidades, hospitais e a barragem de Akosombo, no Rio Volta, que tornou possível a geração de energia elétrica e criou o maior lago artificial do mundo. No entanto, poucos anos depois, Nkrumah foi derrubado por um golpe militar. O herói da independência morreu no exílio na Guiné em 1972.
Our independence is meaningless unless it links up the total effect of the African continent.
O panafricanismo, que ganhou força política a partir da década de 1950, teve o apoio de importantes líderes do continente, como Sékou Touré, da Guiné, Modibo Keïta, do Mali e Kwame Nkrumah. Impulsionou em todo o continente a luta pela identidade negra e a luta pela igualdade racial e os direitos humanos. Foi a base para a criação da Organização da Unidade Africana, a antecessora da atual União Africana, e inspirou afrodescendentes em todo o mundo a lutarem por seus direitos e por sua identidade. Presidente, quando o senhor era jovem, quais eram as personalidades políticas que o senhor mais admirava?
I was born in an independent Ghana in 1958, 1 year after Ghana became independent. And growing up as a young child, the biggest political figure for us was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who who was our first president. And so for him, he is a figure I admired very much because he was at the forefront of our liberation struggle. Growing up, I came to admire President Nelson Mandela because of his fight against apartheid and what he went through in South Africa. And in later years, I admired many other people, Kofi Annan, you know, several African leaders, Thabo Mbeki, I mean, so many of them. Kwame Nkrumah, you know, was promoting African unity. He was very misunderstood. Most countries had just emerged from colonialism and were enjoying nationhood for the first time. And so a lot of the leaders who were Kwame Nkrumah's colleagues were not too in a hurry to give up their independence for a larger continental body. But he pushed the idea and eventually it didn't work out. Now, we still face a disadvantage because for many years, countries have gotten used to being nation states. And so it makes it a bit difficult to just erase the borders one day and say all of you are one country. But I do believe that increasingly people see that our working together makes us stronger than surviving as individual nations. And that's why we've kept restructuring the African Union from the Organization of African Unity to the African Union. The African Union is encouraging the economic sub-regions to integrate further. And I'm sure that as we integrate the various sub-regions on the continent, and we have 5 major blocks of them, we can use that as the building blocks to bring the continent together.
A pesca garante a sobrevivência de muita gente e abastece as grandes cidades. É uma atividade muito tradicional e até hoje os barcos são construídos como no passado, cavados em grandes toras de madeira. Os ganenses são considerados ótimos marinheiros e os pescadores unem-se em confrarias que geralmente adotam como símbolos as bandeiras dos países que eles mais admiram. Formam um espetáculo de cores e marcam sua presença ao longo da costa.
Ghanaians are known the world over to be a very hospitable people, that this is a very friendly country and a place to be. It is indeed one place in the African continent where you can go and walk the streets of Accra or any place in Ghana without fear or without any violence. We are very hard-working people. We know how to do things with our hands. So you find a lot of artisans, carpentry, joinery, plumbers, masonry, everybody doing something with their hands. The Ghanaian woman is a very industrious woman. She is that particular person who holds the home together and also doing a trade for themselves. So you find in Ghana that the women support their husbands, and then the family unit is very strong. We believe in an extended family unit.
O mercado aberto de Kumasi é considerado o maior da África subsaariana. Ele abastece quase todo o norte de Gana e também comerciantes de países vizinhos como Mali e Burkina Faso. A venda é feita principalmente por mulheres. Numa das alas do mercado, artesãos produzem objetos de carpintaria e funilaria, que em seguida são vendidos nas barracas. E no entorno do mercado, centenas de lojas exibem produtos nas calçadas. Mercados como o de Kumasi, cheios de vida e de energia, estão no coração das economias e das culturas africanas. São um símbolo da África. A África viveu um dilema: formar um único bloco, como sonharam muitos dos líderes da luta pela independência, ou desenvolver cada país isoladamente, muitas vezes competindo entre si. Nos últimos 10, 15 anos, amadureceu uma solução intermediária: estreitar e fortalecer os laços regionais dentro do continente, através de organismos de cooperação econômica e política, como a CDAO, a Comunidade para o Desenvolvimento Econômico da África Ocidental, a SADC, a Comunidade do Desenvolvimento da África Austral, e a EAC, a Comunidade Econômica do Leste. Aqui na África Ocidental, os senhores têm um organismo regional de cooperação econômica e política, CDAO, ECOWAS. Em outras regiões do continente também, na África Austral, na África do Leste, esses organismos têm funcionado a contento?
I'm not satisfied with the progress we're making. I think that we can move faster. We've achieved political, integration of some sort. Our people are allowed to move freely, between our countries. If you are a West African, you don't need a visa to go out to another West African country. You have a 90-day free visa entry into any other African country. And so that is good. But I think that what we need is more economic integration. You find that a lot of our countries rely on duties and taxes on imported goods as a source of revenue to finance development. And so a lot of countries are not in a hurry to give up that source of income in terms of integrating our economies, because if we create a free trade area, then it means goods must be able to move freely across our borders. But most countries do not yet have the productive capacity where they can generate sufficient resources to give up the resources that they make from duties and taxes on imported goods. And so that has slowed down our progress a bit. But we need the political will to be able to push the integration process. And for Ghana, we are committed to it, and we'll continue to, get other West African colleagues to join us to be able to create a free trade area in West Africa. It's a benefit to all of us. Every country will win. It will be a win-win situation if we allow our people to have access to a larger market. If we take away the economic blockages between our country, we are a market of about 300 million people. But if you put those barriers back in place, then Ghana is a market of 25 million people. And you have economies of scale when you're producing for a larger market than when you're producing for a smaller market. So there's everything to gain from economic integration, but we need the political will to push the process forward. It's partly a colonial inheritance. Our direction of trade was with our colonial masters, all of us. And so for many years, Britain was Ghana's major, export destination. Even today, the EU is our major export destination. And so it has something to do with that colonial domination. But I think that it is changing gradually. Even though trade between our countries is still low, if you look at the progress it has made in the last 10 years, I think that it is growing. It was much lower before. Now it's about 11%. It used to be below 5%, even below 4%. So I think it's growing, but it can grow faster. And we all have to develop the political will to apply ourselves to it.
Há mais de 50 etnias diferentes em Gana. Os mais numerosos são os Akan, com 47% da população. Os Mole Dagbon somam 16% do total. Os Ewas, 14%. Os Ga Dangme, 7%. E os Gurma, 6%. Os Achantes e os Fantes fazem parte da etnia Akan e vivem principalmente nas áreas do centro do país. O inglês é a língua oficial, mas em todo o país são falados mais de 10 idiomas. Gana tem uma enorme diversidade cultural.
I think that Africa's diversity is a blessing in terms of culture, in terms of language. It gives us rich traditions, and it makes us, a continent of different people, all working together to create, progressive and modern nation states. The Western media, I'd say the Western media, for a very long time has reported Africa in very negative terms. Africa normally makes the headlines when something negative happens in the past, and that is why for a long time all of us together, including South America, the third world, were calling for a new world information and communication order, if you remember. Happily, I think things are changing, not as fast as we want, but slowly things are changing. The media is beginning to recognize that something good can come out of Africa. And if you take most of the Western media, a lot of them now have programs that, focus on Africa. So I think that that attitude is changing. Africa is being reported better than it was in the past. Racism has been an issue that has been with us for a very long time, and the worst form of it was apartheid. We successfully fought apartheid, and today South Africa is free. Of course, there are little corners where racial discrimination still exists, but I think that the healthy forces of mankind that believe that human beings are created the same and equal are more than the few extremists who continue to exhibit racism. And once we continue to stand together in solidarity, we cannot let those people overcome us ever again. I mean, racial experiences have caused the worst Holocaust in the world. I mean, if you take the extermination of the Jews by Hitler, that's absolutely abominable. And as a world, we can never, ever allow that to happen again.
Os Ashantis possuem uma grande importância política, cultural e histórica em Gana. De armas na mão, eles resistiram durante décadas ao colonialismo inglês e derrotaram as tropas britânicas em 3 guerras. Só foram vencidos em 1896. O rei dos Ashantis, Prempeh, foi então enviado para o exílio nas ilhas Seychelles, no Oceano Índico, do outro lado da África. Poucos anos depois, foi sufocada uma nova sublevação Ashanti, liderada então pela avó do rei Prempeh. A rainha guerreira e a Santewa também foi exilada nas ilhas Seychelles.
Até que se inventou o rifle de repetição e posteriormente os diversos tipos de metralhadora, um punhado de soldados ingleses ou franceses ou portugueses não tinha condições de enfrentar um grande exército africano. E quando enfrentava com seus aliados africanos, porque se aliava a um outro rei, a um outro estado que era inimigo daquele. Mas sozinho não tinha condições.
The Ashanti is powerful simply mainly because of conquest. In the olden days, the Ashantis were warriors, and that is even how we had our name Asante. Asante simply means Osa Inti. Osa is war, because we were fighters and we were liberators. We didn't want people to cheat other people, so if other states were being cheated, the Asantes would go in their aid, fight, and then liberate them, and then they would join the Ashanti nation. So we were liberators, we wanted freedom and justice, and I can say with open hands, with free mind, that democracy in Ghana started in Ashanti.
A região que hoje corresponde a Gana é habitada desde 4.000 anos antes de Cristo. Por tudo isso, até hoje os ganenses prestam homenagem ao reino dos Ashantis. Todo presidente da República, depois de eleito, precisa ser confirmado no cargo pelo rei dos Ashantis. Trata-se de uma formalidade, é claro, mas também de um reconhecimento da importância dos Ashantis na história do país. Até hoje os Ashantis mantêm muitos de seus costumes ancestrais. Uma das tradições mais importantes são os funerais dos chefes e líderes, concorridíssimos, verdadeiras festas onde todos se encontram para homenagear quem partiu. As urnas funerárias em Gana são um caso à parte. Entre as etnias Fante e Ga, é comum personalizar os caixões, que assumem as mais variadas formas, de acordo com os hábitos, as preferências e as paixões do morto. A produção destes marceneiros é tão criativa que já foi contemplada com uma exposição no Museu de Arte Moderna em Nova York. As cerimônias fúnebres em Gana podem ter música e alegria. Na última década, a economia de Gana cresceu a taxas muito fortes, mais de 6% ao ano. De 2008 para cá, apesar da crise mundial, o ritmo acelerou mais ainda. 8% ao ano, um dos melhores desempenhos do mundo. E tudo indica que o país vai continuar bombando. No finalzinho de 2010, começaram a ser exploradas importantes reservas de óleo e gás na plataforma continental, a menos de 70 quilômetros do litoral. A antiga Costa do Ouro descobriu agora que também tem muito petróleo.
We have discovered oil and gas at a time when we can learn from the experience of many other countries in how not to make it a curse but rather a blessing. And so we're learning from the good experiences, we're learning from the bad experiences. We have had a lot of experience from Norway, where they have, done a relatively good job in terms of managing their oil resources. I think that it's a blessing that Ghana has discovered oil and gas at this time where we have democratic governance and where governments are accountable. Often when you have this kind of resource under an unconstitutional government, then it makes it difficult for people to question how the resources are being used. But currently in Ghana, the legislation makes it mandatory for the Ministry of Finance to go to a parliament every year and explain how he spent every single dollar that came out of the oil and gas industry. We're creating a gas industry locally to process the gas so that we can increase our energy generation. For a country that is growing at the rate at which we're growing, we find that the demand for energy is increasing by about 10% every year. And so we want to use the gas, process it, and use it to fire more thermal plants to produce more power. The power that we produce will be used to fire thermal plants to produce electricity. Aside from that, we also have the downstream industry to create fertilizers. We have signed an MOU with a company, to do a public-private partnership with government to set up a fertilizer processing plant in Ghana to grow other parts of the economy, especially agriculture. Ghana is the second largest exporter of cocoa. We want to maintain that position or even become the largest exporter of cocoa, process more of the cocoa locally and add value to it, create food security for our people by increasing food production.
O futebol é uma paixão nacional. Gana já foi 4 vezes campeã africana de futebol. Por toda parte, há campos de várzea com gente jogando pelada. Outro esporte responsável por grandes conquistas é o boxe. Gana tem nada menos de 8 ex-campeões mundiais. A maioria surgiu em academias acanhadas espalhadas pelos bairros de Accra. Joshua Cloughton, ex-campeão mundial da categoria meio-médio, ainda mantém a forma numa dessas academias.
When I was amateur, I always used to become a world champion. I'm so proud of myself that I became a national champion, Ghana champion, Africa champion, and at the end of the day I became a world champion. So when I came home, I met a lot of dignitaries in the country. They talked to me in a nice way that I should keep on playing and win more titles to the nation.
Uma característica desses novos tempos na África é a chegada de novos parceiros. A China, a Índia, o Brasil, a Coreia do Sul, Japão. Isso é bom para a África?
Yeah, it's good, and everybody should expect it. I mean, if you take the history of the world, I did history for my first degree. Civilizations rise and fall, and so there have been different civilizations at different eras of world history, and it's continuing to happen. The economic power and political power is shifting to the emerging countries, and the former countries that dominated the world are beginning to experience difficulty. It's a normal, natural, historical phenomenon, and it will continue to happen. So new countries will emerge and will dominate the world, and they will fall, and other countries will take their place. But I believe that Africa is also rising now. Africa has been the center of civilization many years in the past. We all believe that human beings originated from Africa. And if you look on the African continent, you go to the south of the continent, you have the Mwene Mutapa kingdom. You see the architecture that they had there. You had the Nubian civilization. When you go to Sudan, you go to Egypt, you see the pyramids and all that. You can see that this is a continent where one civilization thrived, and we went down under, but we're rising again.
Tem muita gente que acha que depois de um período, digamos, de afropessimismo, nós estamos vivendo agora um período de afroentusiasmo, que o século XXI é o século da África.
Absolutely. The future prospects for Africa look bright. And if you look at the opportunities we have to make things better, I think that Africans have a cause to smile. But we need to work hard at it. Africa still has 60% of the arable land left in the world. And so even in terms of guaranteeing food security for the world, I think that modernization of African agriculture will produce more food for the rest of the world. Africa is blessed with a lot of natural resources, but for many years, because of the structure of world trade, our commodities were bought cheap and capital goods were exported back to us expensive. Today, that is changing because of the rise of China and India and other countries. Commodity prices are up, and that gives us the resources to put in place the capacity for value addition to process some of our commodities here before we export them. And so a lot of countries are following that track in Africa. And I'm optimistic that Africa's future is very, very bright. We need to come together, we need to work together, and I think that in the next 10 years, some of the countries in Africa would be included in the list of emerging countries.
De um modo geral, a África vive hoje um ambiente de democracia na maioria dos países e um ambiente de paz. O senhor acredita que isso está consolidado?
Yeah, and I think that that is what is accounting for the renaissance we're seeing in Africa. A lot of the turnaround we're seeing in Africa is because a lot of the conflicts that existed before are being resolved. In West Africa alone, we had conflict in Guinea, we had conflict in Liberia, we had conflict in Sierra Leone, we had conflict in Cote d'Ivoire, you know, and in all the other countries where there was no conflict, we had coup d'etats from time to time. Now all that is settling. Liberia is at peace, Sierra Leone is at peace, Cote d'Ivoire is settling down, Guinea has held elections and, you know, is at peace. And so a lot of the turnaround we're seeing is because of the platform of peace and stability. Without peace and stability, you can have no development. And so I think that things have settled down, especially in West Africa. We still have problems on the continent. Mali is a recent problem with the invasion of the northern part of Mali. We have problems in Congo DR, you know, with all the rebel activity there. We have problems in Somalia. But on the whole, if you look at conflicts in Africa, they are much fewer than they were like 10 years ago. But I think that all countries must aim at inclusiveness. What creates some of the problems like Mali is if a part of your people feel that they're excluded from governance and they don't have opportunities in the country, then it makes them take up arms against the government. And in the case of Mali, the genuine grievances of the Tuareg people who inhabit the northern part of the country was taken advantage of by the Islamic, organizations. I mean, some of these rebel organizations took advantage of the genuine grievances of the indigenous people. And so every country should aim at an all-inclusive, process where all people in the country, whether they are minorities or majorities, have a stake in the country and know that they have the same opportunities as everybody else. That is what we're trying to do in Ghana, and I believe that that is what should be done in every African country. We have different ethnicities and all that, but we must ensure that everybody is involved and has the opportunity to rise to the highest office in the land, to hold any position if they deserve it. I think that that's the basis for going forward.
1992, we have been able to get back on track. We've had the Fourth Republic. There has been stability in the economy. The interest rates have gone down, and so today Ghanaians are expecting that within the next 10 to 15 years, this country will become the beacon of light that Africa is still hoping to become. And that is what we are in Ghana. We are a proud people, we are an expectant people, and therefore we know that very soon this country will become a very good place to be.
Presidente, como que o senhor se define politicamente?
A post-independence leader. For me, it's significant. I mean, I'm the first person to lead Ghana who was born after independence. And so I find myself not too hamstrung in the colonial experience. I believe that if we will change this country, it will take our people to change it. We cannot sit and look for manna from heaven from Britain or from some other countries. We need to set up ourselves and change the country. That's what drives me. That's what my orientation is.
Presidente, muito obrigado.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enough now, get out of here. You get out!
No, Judah!
You're the one I should punch, Belle, you! If you touch her, you'll be sorry, man.
Stop it, Estevo, stop! Judah, go away, for heaven's sake, I'm begging you, get out of here.
I'm not gonna leave you alone with this guy.
Judah, I'm begging you, please, get out of here, for heaven's sake.
Get out of here! What, you didn't hear her?
If Estevo finds out I traveled with Judah, he'd kill himself.
Leave it to me.
Leona, you're like a sister to me, you know that?
Oh, wow. You really do have a lot of hidden talents, don't you? Belle told me that you ride motorcycles, know about perfumes, and play the saxophone, and to top it off, you know about sailing.
Do you need some money or anything?
No, stop it. I'm okay. I only ask you to tell Mom I'm fine, okay? Don't worry, everything is just fine. I won't disappear. I'll be in touch with you. I'm not going anywhere. I love you, sis.
I'm gonna enter the fighting ring with Montagna.
With Montagna?
With Montagna?
The strong guy?
Yeah, he's strong, real strong, real strong.
He's going to kill you, Fagino.
No, he won't. He's going to take a fall during the first round. It's our deal, you see, so I can be rich and turn my life around.
Baby, are you sure about this? He's so much bigger than you. Huh?
Everything has been arranged between him and me, Kika.
I understand, baby.
Come on, give me a hug, old friend.
Easy, easy. Take it easy, buddy. Okay, look, you see, there are tons of security cameras here, you know? It'd be better if we go talk outside.
And when I was coming back, I bumped into Esteban at the hotel reception desk.
What? Esteban was here?
I was as surprised as you are.
Oh, my God, he can't see you here with me.
What do you want me to do? Run away?
No. Stay here in the room. I'll go talk to him. Esteban.
I really need to see you, sweetheart. Really.
Alô, alô, Marciano. A crise tá virando zona. Cada por si, todo mundo na lona. E lá se foi a mordomia. Tem muito rei aí pedindo alforria. Porque tá cada vez mais down the high society. Down, down, 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 down. Alô, alô, Marciano. Aqui quem fala é da terra. Pra variar, estamos em guerra. Você não me imagina loucura. O ser humano tá na maior fissura. Porque tá cada vez mais down the high society. Down, down, 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 down.
Am I bothering you? I need so much to see you. If I'm bothering you, just tell me and I'll leave.
Oh, I can't decide that for you, Esteban. But I need it this time alone. I asked you, but you didn't respect
Forgive
that.
me, but I couldn't. Okay, I saw something and I couldn't wait. I have to give you this. It's the one you need for your miniature collection, right? I couldn't resist. I couldn't wait to see your face when you saw this.
Thank you. But how did you find me here?
I stopped in all the hotels and I asked around. But I'm going to leave you alone. I promise. I've had another crisis, but I'll respect your decision. I'll give you all the time you need, okay? Getting to see you here, honey, even just for a minute, makes the whole trip worthwhile.
Look, I don't want to hurt you. But please try to understand.
I understand. I do. I mean it. I'll wait till you call me, okay?
I don't believe what I'm seeing. You've really got some nerve, Fagino. Stay right where you are because I'm gonna call the police. No more breaks for you. You're doomed now.
Calm down, Mr. Bandera. Calm down. We're here to talk business.
He wants to propose another loan? A loan on top of another loan? Hello, police?
No, stop. I'm going to fight Montagna, Mr. Bandera. He's letting me win.
What did you say?
That's right, Mr. Bandera. Here's the deal. You know very well that I came for my friend, and you also know very well that I owe my life to him.
No, I didn't know that. So, how can I get in on this little sweet deal?
You just have to loan me the money for me to bet on myself. I'll pay every debt I have and we'll split the rest. You in?
It's paying 30 to 1, Mr. Bandera. 30 to 1. It's a great way to make money.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one last chance. But I'm warning you. If anything goes wrong this time, Fagino, you're gonna be spending the rest of your days in prison. You understand me?
No, what is this, Mr. Bandera? Everything's gonna be fine this time. I guarantee it.
Listen up, people! This is the fight of the century! Montagna and Foligno!
Listen, man, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna break you into little pieces. What do you think about that, huh? Yeah, let me at him. Wait till I get you in the ring. In the ring.
Come on,
That's right.
Get off me!
I'll get you. I'll get you.
If he's gone, we can go out. If not, I can handle him.
No, let's wait just a little longer to make certain that he's really gone. Leona, could you check it out for us, please?
Of course. I'll go make sure he's gone, and that way I can leave you two alone.
Listen, Belle, this isn't right. I don't want to hide as if I were an outsider in all this. It's better if I left.
No, Judah, no. Please don't go. No, honey, it's not your fault. I never thought that Esteban would do this to me. I'm sorry.
Then let's
I'm so
go out.
Sorry.
Let's tell him that we're together.
I can't do that. Not right now. I explained to you that Esteban was ill, Judah. Please try to understand. Please, come on. Try to understand. Please. Didn't you say that any place with me would be good? Well, then,
Yeah.
we're together, and that's all that matters. Come on. Please be a little patient. Please, for me. May I ask you a question? What do you think of my cousin?
Of Leona?
Mm-hmm.
She's nice. Why do you ask?
No reason.
How good to see you, my good old friend. But tell me, my friend, how is it that you're here? When you were sentenced, didn't they give you 150 years in prison?
Yeah, I escaped 2 weeks ago.
Tell me something. How did you get this job?
With money, you can do anything, right, buddy?
Where'd you get money?
Well, you see, I still had a few little diamonds left over from my last job.
Great, Moreau. That's great. That's for your retirement, right?
What do you mean, retirement? What are you, crazy, man? I'm gonna be using the money to invest in my next job, and you are gonna help me.
I confess that I'd love to help you out, brother, but I just can't.
And why not, Seraphim? Are you gonna tell me that you're working here just as a janitor without any ulterior motives?
I confess to you that it's a big temptation, but I promised my old lady that I wouldn't steal anymore, you know? If I make one mistake, man, if I do anything shady, I won't see my family again. I just don't want to take that risk.
She's never gonna find out.
Yeah?
Stealing these jewels will be so damn simple. Especially for you. I really need somebody like you that has a magic touch.
Yeah, yeah, right. Magic touch, yeah? No, it's over. Bro, it's over for me. No, I just can't do it. Now, if you'll please excuse me, I'm going back to work.
Man, what a terrible shame. One of the biggest jewel thieves in the entire country working as a janitor now. What's wrong with the world these days?
Life is really unfair, isn't it, brother? What can I do?
Come in. Excuse me. I'm taking the car out of the garage. Are you going to Luxus today?
No, not today. Today we're going over to see Miss Saldana.
You're not going to work today, sir?
No. I'm looking for a...
Can have their fantasies.
You're making a mistake with me, Ellen. But I'm still gonna give you a chance, baby.
Your attention, please, people of Sahara. This is your announcer, Makarao. Keep your eyes on the fight of the century. The Abominable, the Destroyer, the Assassin Montagna will battle the son of Sahara, our own Foligno. Who will be taking home the title, huh? The fight will leave you breathless. Don't miss it.
I want to see the fight, Henriquita. May I go?
Absolutely not. Boxing isn't for children.
When I grow up, I'm going to become a boxer.
When you grow up, God willing, you're going to be the best musician in the world. By the way, did you practice with your violin today? Because if you didn't, you go do it now. At least 30 minutes a day. Go.
What a great violinist you are! No way.
Yeah.
Hey,
Silvana.
Hi,
Henriquita.
My dear.
How are you? Look here. I brought some corn cakes.
Oh, wow!
Oh, I'm so glad I came here. I'm feeling much better. I felt so bad this morning.
Oh, really? How come? What happened?
You know that sensation that you're being ridiculous? I just don't know what's happening to me. I think that I'm falling in love. I can't understand how this could happen at this stage in my life.
But it's beautiful. Oh, my God, you're in love.
Sushi, my favorite violin maestro.
Bye. God bless you.
What do you think you're doing now, Marlene? You're crazy.
I found this sour sago sitting here, and I wanted to have a bite.
Oh my God, she's comparing my caviar to sour sago. You're a barbarian. You are a mommy. You should be deported and shipped directly to Alcatraz for such a heinous crime. You are a numbskull. You're a psycho. Give me that.
No, Miss Malou, this sour sago is the only thing I have to eat. Miss Malou, give me the sago back, Miss Malou. Give it back to me.
I will be defending my caviar with my very own life. You have no manners whatsoever. You would have to evolve to understand what it is you are eating. You'd have to forfeit your salary for years to compensate me for the atrocity you have committed
Okay,
here.
then let's go to court, but let's go now, because I'm pretty sure the judge will love to know that in your house, slavery is still going strong.
What do you mean, slavery? By any chance, are your wrists handcuffed to the furniture? Are you tied up or locked up in a cell? On the contrary, you can go anytime. Go! There are a lot of poor people who would love to come to work for me for free.
You know why I don't leave here? Because this apartment here is mine. What you owe me is more than this apartment is worth.
You know what you are? You're a terrorist. You know your name? Bin Laden. Bin Laden. Suicide bomber. Suicide bomber. Terrorist. You want caviar? You want caviar? I'll give you some caviar. Here.
No,
eat your caviar. Come on.
Marlene, go get me a bowl to wash my feet. I've never been so tired from work before.
Go work for him now that your big belly is full of caviar.
I'll go, but only if he pays me in advance.
I'll pay you, Marlene. Please, just go.
Love life, money, career, your future. There's no more problems. Tarot cards, gypsy playing cards, I Ching, philosopher's stones, coffee grounds in your cup. I'll give you all the answers you're searching for. Call me now.
What phonies? It would be funny to call one up.
My goodness. Why have I never thought of that before?
Well, Miss Malou, when you get that look on your face.
Marlene, you're going to become a guru.
Mommy wants you to put it underneath there. Right under there, okay?
It's impossible. Teresa. Yes, it's her. Could I be mistaken here? My God.
There, good.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry, but we're closing for the day. Come back tomorrow.
Would you have a business card I could take? Thank you.
Welcome.
So you're Henriqueta?
Do you see anybody else around here?
No? Of course not. Of course not.
No.
Have a good night. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Bye.
Oh! I've never seen such nice fabric. It gives me
This should
goosebumps.
teach you how to appreciate me. Where else do you see a maid gets to wear pure silk like this that her boss bought in Paris in the 1970s?
Oh, don't make it so tight.
Well, who told you to go and get fat like
I'm
that?
fat. Sure, I'm fat because I'm poor. The poor like to eat. We're terrified of dying of hunger.
Mom, fix it
Here,
there.
turn around.
Turn around, Marlene. I need to see it. Let me see it.
It's perfect now. She's Gurleen.
Gurleen, Godiva, blah.
Gurleen, what?
Godiva, blah. Blah. The sensation of the world. An Albanian refugee in Sri Lanka.
Look, and you perform miracles, okay? The instantaneous blah tea, all right?
I don't understand a single word you're saying.
We're talking about you, my
Hey!
ignoramus. We're talking about you. You're the sensation of the moment. You're the last wave of esoteric charm. All of my friends are going to pay good money to help bring the Albanian refugee to Brazil.
When the boys began to ride their motorcycles, you can't imagine how much I prayed, how many promises I made. I prayed to St. Jude Thaddeus, St. Teresa, even to St. Christopher. I prayed every... Oh, forgive me, Mr. Pereira. I must be boring you with all my silly talk.
I just got a little distracted, but please continue. I'm sorry. Please keep talking.
What happened? Huh? You look so sad.
Well, I left my house earlier having so many things to tell you. I had decided to talk, but suddenly I became afraid I would hurt you or disappoint you.
And why would you do that?
Because I may not be such a good person for someone to be interested in.
Mr. Pereira, what's going on with you?
When I was on my way here to meet you, I saw on the street a woman from way back in my past, you know? Back then, I was very mean to her. Really very mean. And I can't seem to rid myself of the guilt I feel.
But everyone has to learn how to forgive. If you make a mistake, admit it and make amends. And you have to forgive yourself. You're such a kind-hearted man. You deserve forgiveness.
But you don't know me. You're a person who's clear and you're transparent like a crystal. You have a good heart. But I think people out there are, for the most part, huge cowards, you know? They're deceiving, they're secretive.
So do you mean that you're deceiving and secretive? I don't believe it.
Sometimes a little thing happens that can completely spoil the rest of our day together, huh? I don't want to bore you with these old memories from out of my past. No, I don't. I'm going to escort you back to your house, and I hope that you can forgive me for having spoiled your evening.
Not at all.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Mr. Pereira, I enjoy listening to you. I really love it when you talk to me.
I cannot believe it.
Hi.
Hey.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No.
I came to ask if you guys are coming to dinner.
We were going to call room service.
Yeah, especially since Esteban may still be around.
He isn't. I checked to make sure. We could go to this great Italian restaurant down the street. I only need to get my medication. Wow, guys. Did you drink all those waters?
Leona.
I'll go get some more. I'll go and be right back. Just a minute.
Well then, did you think about what I said?
Leona, I know that only you have my well-being in mind, but Duda is being honest with me. He loves me, and I don't doubt it.
He's even more deceiving than I ever imagined. He's fooling you completely, Belle.
Enough, Leona, enough. I'm not going to allow you to say that about him.
How much do you want to bet me that I could get him in my room?
What are you saying?
Exactly what you just heard. I'm going to prove to you that this guy's no good. You'll see it with your own eyes tonight, okay? You bet yes or no.
Here you go. Here's your water.
Oh, thank you, Duda. You're so
Nothing.
considerate. Well then, guys, let's go out, since Esteban isn't around anymore. It's a beautiful night outside.
Sure, that sounds great. I'd love to get to know the city better. Let's go. What is it, Belle?
Let's go.
Hey, Belle. Open up.
You look like you're a real womanizer, huh, Duda?
Womanizer?
Yeah.
Me? No. I'm a lover. But now that I've found Belle, she's all I need.
Esteban!
Belle.
Oh my God, Leona. Didn't you tell me that he had left here, Leona?
He did leave, but I didn't know that he'd stick around.
I need to go after him.
No, hold on, Belle. You're gonna go babysit this guy?
Dude, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, but I really need to go after him. Please stay here. Stay right here. Stay, please.
This guy is more like a ghost.
So, are you prepared to lose, Fagino?
I'm only prepared to win, girl.
I guarantee that you can't even knock me down.
I don't attack women.
You don't attack or do anything.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do a lot, and I do it well.
I'm paying to see that, Fagino.
Fagino!
Kika! Kika!
Gotcha, little sister.
Kika! What have I done, my God?
Estevo, wait up! Let's talk, okay?
We don't have
talk.
anything to talk about. You don't love me anymore.
I do, and I'll love you forever, Estevo. But I fell in love with Duda.
Don't you understand what that guy's doing to your life, sweetheart? Before he showed up, you never lied to me.
I did lie. So you wouldn't be hurt.
You're not the same Belle that I met. The same Belle that I loved. Did that Belle disappear forever? She never existed, right? She may have been only a ghost, an illusion.
No, Estevo. I'm still the same.
No, you're not. Seeing you with that guy, Belle, has completely destroyed all of the dreams that I had about having a life with you. Adopting children, having a house, having a family, all of that is gone. Life has lost its meaning. She would go. It's hard. See her? I want the best to Savannah.
Do you want me to chamomile or a whiskey?
All right, honey. It's fine. You're good.
Hey.
You're finally here. I was ready to call the police.
Come over here. You know what, my boy? We'll go to jail.
Has anyone...
Kika, you need to be preparing for victory, even though you bought this particular victory.
Concentrate, see? Go, 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 go. My son, watch it, huh? Please don't do anything stupid here.
Of course not.
There's a lot of...
Hey, aren't you Maida's sister?
Yeah.
Did somebody do something to you? Who was it? Tell me.
To me and to you.
How's that?
We're both being cheated on.
What?
I just saw my fiancé making out with your mother.
Tell me who your boyfriend is and I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Tell me who he is.
It's gonna be pretty easy for you to kill him.
Who is he? Tell me.
It's Fagino. It's Fagino. It's Fagino!
Huh? Oh, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna make meat out of him.
Kill him! Kill him!
Hey, Look, Leona, thanks a lot for all your help. Now I'm gonna go try and sleep a little. Good night.
No, wait, Duda. Don't be silly. Stick around. You're not well. You won't be able to sleep alone. No. You can talk to me now. How about a beer, huh?
Sure, I accept. And it's good, right? For us to become close, because I know how important you are to Belle, and it's important to me that you approve of me.
Sure, Duda. But now you don't with me as if I were some kind of mother superior. On the contrary, I understand all of the sins.
No, my love for Belle doesn't have any sins. It's the purest feeling I've ever had in my whole life. And when Belle came in, she saw her portrait at my aunt's house. Just imagine that, Belle seeing the portrait that I had bought out on the street. She couldn't believe it. Can you believe it?
Wow, that's some story, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That story makes me believe in destiny, you know? Like a great power that controls all of us. As if there were a parallel universe where it's all written down.
Exactly that. You know, can you imagine that when I met Belle, it seemed like I just knew, I don't know, I can't explain what happened. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. No? I'm happy to be a fairy godmother to you and her. You can trust me, Duda. I'll do everything I can to make sure that your story is a happy one.
Estevo, I know that this is a difficult moment for you. I also know that I don't have the right to ask this, but let me live this love, Estevo. I feel I need it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, Belle. I love you so much that I may even have to accept that.
I wish you knew how happy I am to hear that.
My pride, my self-esteem is at stake here. If I let go of my dreams, my fantasies, life won't have any meaning to me. I need the love I feel for you in order to keep living. I don't want to, and I can't give all that up.
So then, does that mean you don't hate me?
Not even if I wanted to.
Estevo, you're very special to me.
I'm going to wait for you. As long as I have to. Go live your love story. And never forget that I'll be here. Waiting for you. I just want to see you happy, Belle. You can go now. I know you want to go back to him.
In the red corner of the ring is the challenger, our brave warrior, Borghino! And now arriving in the ring, we see the undefeated champion, Montagna!
I just told your fiancé everything. He's gonna murder Fagino, and after that he's gonna kill you.
He wouldn't have the guts to do that.
I wouldn't, huh? You just wait and see.
Very well, I wish both of you a good fight. To your corners, to your corners.
I'll break you into little pieces.
What's this, Montagna? Don't overdo it. We're only playing.
Who said that I'm playing? I know you've been messing with my woman, man. All right? Now get ready, because we'll be settling everything right here and now.
Let's start the fight. Go. Get ready. The fight will start now.
Let's have one more beer.
Yeah.
No, listen, I better go now. I can't even
just
talk
one
straight
more.
anymore.
Look here, listen. As a fairy godmother, I'm entitled to some privileges. Let's dance a little. Come on, let's dance. A
Okay,
little
let's
drink,
dance.
a little dance, a little music. Oh, huh? Great music.
You drink
yeah,
too,
I'll drink
come
up
on.
too. Ah! Judah! Oh, I'm such a klutz. I'm
No,
so
it's all right, it's fine.
sorry.
No, it's no big
take it
deal.
off, take it
No,
off, take it off.
no
We should
need.
throw it in some water. It'll smell awful. Come on,
All right.
take it off.
Put it in some water.
Duda? Duda?
Look at that. Oh, Belle.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh, Belle, sweetheart, I can explain.
God.
Belle, listen to me, Belle. Belle. Come here. It's not what you're
I'm
thinking.
not thinking anything. I saw it. Let go, Jetta. Let go of me.
Oh, wait a minute. You have to believe me, Belle.
Out!
Let me
Out!
tell you. Belle, for heaven's sake, Belle, I love you. Belle, open the door for me. Belle, open the door.
Stop it. You're making a scene.
Leona, you have to talk to her. What she saw wasn't anything. Will you talk to her?
I will.
Are you gonna
I'll
talk to her? You
now
have
go
to.
take a cold shower because your
Swear to
head's
me you'll
too hot.
talk to her, okay?
Go. I promise. Now go or she'll
She'll
open the
listen
door.
to you.
Go. Belle. Open the door. Duda's gone now. Let me in. Come on. Belle. Oh, Belle. Oh, honey, don't be like that. Don't be like that, please. It was better this way. Now you won't be wasting any more time with that scumbag.
Was he really trying to get you into bed, Leona?
He's been coming on to me ever since he first saw me, Belle. You must have been blind.
He was drunk, though. Did you two drink?
He was trying to get me drunk. And I was holding on, you know, trying to distract him so I could throw the beer in the toilet. I think that he noticed I didn't want anything with him, so he tried to get me drunk and into bed. Now do you see the type of guy you're messing with, Belle?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's too horrible. It's all too sordid now.
He practically invaded my hotel room, Belle. He came in smooth talking. Well, since Belle isn't here, we can go get to know each other better. And then he took his shirt off without even thinking. What a creep, what a scumbag. It was really so embarrassing, Belle. Honestly, if I knew that things would be like this, I wouldn't have let it go this far.
It's not possible. It's not possible. Not possible. Not possible. I just can't believe this, although I saw it and although I believe in you. There's something inside of me that won't let me believe it.
Belle, that's natural. I know that it's sad. I would prefer that I were mistaken about him. But you can't see clearly because your eyes are closed to the truth. And the truth is what you've just seen.
It's not possible. I can't believe that I was so wrong.
Baby Belle, you're very naive. You're too innocent. You have no idea what some people can do.
I want to go home. I want to go back to Rio this minute.
If that's what you want.
I'm gonna kill you, Fagino. Nobody touches my woman and stays alive to tell the story.
Oh, come on, man. Who told you such a thing? You think I'd do that to a friend, to a brother, Montagna? For heaven's sake, you're insulting me. Would never do that to you.
First, I'm gonna break your neck in two so you won't be able to move. Then I'll pull out all of your teeth and make a necklace for Maida. How do you like that?
Teeth, Montagna. For the love of God, they all have cavities. You don't want them.
And after that, I'm gonna smash your skull and turn your face into paper, huh?
Paper, Montagna. You're gonna kill an innocent person, Montagna. I'm innocent. You're gonna carry all this
Oh,
guilt.
yeah? Take this!
Come on! What are you doing? Did you see that? Look at that! He's getting killed!